Hello everybody. Yes, it is fight weekend once again. Today is September 16th, I believe. Nope, September 17th. I was one day off. Well, there is two fights for this Saturday night that everybody's talking about. It kind of has people split. No pun intended. This is MMA Split Decision. That's true. And you know, every time you always have to. Split decision is all about making the right choices. But let me tell you real quick. By the way, Rini could not be here today. He is on assignment. Just like you know, it happens sometimes. We have not split. My brother will always be my brother, and he will be here next time for the next show, which I believe is UFC 125, Jones versus Rampage. But there's a hard decision. Is it going to be a split decision, or is it going to be a unanimous decision that people go watch Mayweather fight the man named Victor Ortiz, vicious Victor Ortiz, and you know, or are they going to watch Battle on the Bayou with Jake Shields against Jake Ellenberger, the two Jakes? Well, I'll be talking about both events real quick. I mean, I hear the boxing fight is actually going to have a pretty good lineup. I hear that what's the guy's name? Barrera is going to be on the card. I saw him in the background too at the press conference. That's the only reason I'm saying that. But also someone else had told me that either him or, and it can't be Marquez, because obviously Marquez is going to be fighting Pacquiao for the third time. Will third time be a charm? I don't know. That's another episode to talk about. But right now, let me go ahead and focus on one thing first. The fight that everybody probably wants to watch more than two Jakes fight, and that is Mayweather versus Ortiz. No offense to the UFC, man. You know I'm a big UFC fan. Usually I pick that any other day. But this fight is very intriguing. I just recently got done watching Mayweather against Mosley. And Mosley had him in trouble in the second round. Actually, according to them, it's the most trouble he's ever been in a fight, because he's so elusive. You know, he's very hard to hit. But he got rocked. His knees actually buckled a little bit, and was able to regain his composure, come back strong, and end up beating Mosley by decision. So he beat Mosley, and actually that fight kind of solidified him as a really top pound for pound fighter. If anybody was arguing that before, that fight definitely proved that he is a legitimate legend, or future legend of the sport. So he'll be facing a guy, an up-and-comer, who only has 2 losses, by the way, Victor Ortiz, relatively new. A lot of people were labeling him as the new Oscar de la Hoya, and then when he fought against Berto, he ended up beating Berto, and in a hell of a fight, by the way. I saw that, it was really good. Plenty knockdowns, back and forth, actually. In the first round, knocked down Berto, and then in the 6th, I think is maybe, I want to say it was the 6th round where I believe it was Berto that knocked down Ortiz, and then Ortiz knocked him down, and then Ortiz finished it off pretty well, winning by split decision, by the way, no pun intended again, but he did. This guy's very young. He's like 24 years old or something, so he definitely has the youth on his side, but that, people always discount. If a guy's been fighting for a long time, like Mayweather has, yeah, he's older, but it also gives him the experience. Look at Bernard Hopkins. Mayweather has not showed any kind of delayed reflexes. He still has some very good movement, very very fast punches. This is a very long layoff for Mayweather, however, but just like one of the announcers for HBO said, he's proven it time and time again that long layoffs do not affect him. So ring rust should not be a factor in this fight. If Mayweather loses, it's going to be because he just got beat by the better guy, and maybe it's not ring rust. It's just that he's getting older. Not everybody is Bernard Hopkins. Not everybody's a Randy Couture. It's true. Randy Couture is the guy who did it in MMA, and the guy who did it in boxing is Bernard the Executioner Hopkins. Now we'll see. Mayweather. There's a lot of people who believe that he is the best pound for pound boxer to ever live. I mean, 41-0. You can't, you can't really argue with that. But since I'm gonna have to rush through this real quick, let me get to the lineup. I don't want to go through the lineup to the boxing for all the boxing card, but there are going to be like 3 fights before the main event, and I hear it's going to be great. By the way, Rods is showing it for anybody who caught my Facebook message not too long ago, and I'm sure they're, not everybody did. I'm just saying for those who fucking did, okay? Anyway, yeah, Rods is going to be showing it. Their phone number doesn't fucking matter, because actually my brother got back, he reserved a table, and he called, and guess what? Nobody answers, okay? They're like, I hear, I don't want to talk bad about them, but I'm just saying, like, you can't find a fucking phone number in the internet. You can't find it probably in the phone book. You probably have to, dial star or whatever information to get the damn number. They're charging $10 per person to go in. However, the last table just got sold to us. Well, not sold, but we got it for 20. I think it's 25. So we'll be going over there tonight to watch the fight. But that's the main fight. I don't want to talk about the other fights. I don't know, but I hear they're going to be good. Mayweather and Ortiz. Let me go ahead and break it down. I already did, kind of. I already did. The real fight that Mayweather wants is Pacquiao. I think. I don't know, man. I think Pacquiao wants Mayweather more than Mayweather wants Pacquiao. First of all, Pacquiao. Or Pacquiao. Some people call him Pacquiao or Pacquiao. I call him Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao. Pac-Man. Manny, speaking of Pac-Man, he will be facing the closest he'll have to be facing Mayweather is to be playing the game itself, Pac-Man, or Mrs. Pac-Man, or who is Mrs. Pac-Man? I don't know, but right now Mayweather is a ghost when it comes to the possibility of Pacquiao fighting Mayweather. It's true. It's true. You may be thinking I'm making a joke here, but it's very fucking true. He's probably all the ghosts combined, because that fight is likely to never happen. Maybe not never. Maybe not never, I mean. It probably will happen, but the fight's not going to be happening anytime soon. That's for fucking sure. Mayweather, considered the best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. 41-0. It's very hard to be undefeated. Even Bernard Hopkins has some losses, I believe. I'm pretty sure. So, we have Mayweather and Ortiz. Anything can happen in boxing, just like anything can happen in MMA. And if I'm going to make a prediction here, I'm going to go ahead and go with... let me just go ahead and... go with Mayweather. I do see, by the way, here we go. I'm going to be completely, you can say biased in a way, or bi. That's kind of funny, right? But this is the only time I'll ever be biased, by the way. Not bi, the other way, but, so I'll be saying that, I'll be going for Mayweather. I'll be going for Victor Ortiz, but I think Mayweather's probably going to win. He says he's going to try to finish it early. It's going to be a quick fight. I hope it's the other way around, but I see Mayweather probably winning this fight and keeping that intrigue and that excitement for the future possibility of Mayweather versus Pacquiao fight. I do see that. I can see that going on. For the UFC, get your ass over here, camera. Let's see, come on over here. You know you like to. Here we go. Let's go ahead and find out. First of all, okay, most of these fights are going to be shown on Facebook, so there's only 4 fights are going to show, I guess. Alan Belcher takes on Jason McDonald. Remember those faces? And then we have, I call him Miniature Giant Silva, or Miniature Silva, I guess Little Silva. I forgot his name. Let me see. Let's see if I can. Brookins versus Crotch. Oh, Koch. Okay. Then we also have McGee versus Yang. Don't be pulling his yang, he says, or he will bite you with his fang, he says. And McGee looks like the Abraham Lincoln of UFC. Over here, Jake Shields will be running into a brick wall. Oh, no, I'm sorry, that's the other way around. Will Ellenberger be running into a brick wall that is named Shields, or a big O Shield. How about, let's just say that. The Juggernaut versus the Shield. And I'm not talking about X-Men versus the Shield, the show. No, I'm talking about the Shield... Oh, I'm talking about Jake Shields versus Jake Ellenberger, the 2 Jakes. And no, I'm not talking about... No, I know I'm going to get some criticism here for this, but let me go ahead and say I don't remember. I don't know if it's I don't remember who the hell came out in the two Jakes.